Hello, my amazing kings and queens. King Moreland here. As you know, I'm on a mission to help you unlock your full potential and become the absolute best versions of yourself. So, whether you're facing challenges, chasing dreams, or just looking to level up in life, you've come to the right place. Every week, we dive deep into strategies, mindset shifts, and practical tools that will help you transform your life from the inside out. So, this is your channel, your personal development channel, so that you can become the powerhouse that you are meant to be in the world. A channel where mediocrity is not an option and excellence is our standard. So, if you're ready to join a community of passionate individuals such as yourself that are committed to growth and being successful in life, please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button, and let's continue this journey together. All right. Before we get into episode 4, as always, I have to give you all my friendly disclaimer. I need you to know I am not a psychologist, not a therapist, and not a mental health professional of any sort. And nothing in this video should be taken as professional, mental health, or medical advice, or even therapeutic advice. All right. I need you to know that I am speaking from honest experience, personal experience, educational um, educational perspective and a independent research perspective with the intention of helping you, not diagnosing you or treating anything. Please take everything that I say with a grain of salt and understand that I come from the perspective of an educator and a content creator that is looking and seeking to help you all. All right. So, with that being said, please take anything I say with a grain of salt. And if you are experiencing severe emotional distress, trauma, or feel overwhelmed, I strongly encourage you to go get help from a licensed mental health professional. Because my goal here with this video is to serve as your starting point and provide perspective, tools, and encouragement, not give definitive answers. So nothing I say is law. Please use your discernment and please go get professional help from someone who specializes in the field of mental health. All right. I hope this content helps. Now, on to the video. This is going to be one of the most personal and impactful videos that I've ever made, but also one of the most difficult because it deals with something we all go through, losing a loved one. We are going to talk about the grief monster, living for your loved ones. Okay. So before we talk about it and we get into grief, I want to slow down and take a moment and acknowledge what you might be experiencing. Because you clicked on this video, there is a strong chance that you've lost someone close to you that you love, someone who meant something to you. And it means that you're facing the grief monster. And unfortunately, the grief monster is very different from every other monster we faced and we talked about previously in this series. This one hits completely differently because with the betrayal monster and the abandonment monster, there's a chance that things could be fixed or repaired. But with grief, there's no fixing it. There's no bringing that person back. And there's no easy way to say that because unfortunately, grief is not something that you defeat. It's something that you learn how to cope with. It's something that you carry with you and carry with you with love. All right. And that reality alone can make you feel overwhelmed. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss. My condolences to you and your family. And I understand. So, right now, you might be experiencing things like a deep sadness that doesn't go away, random waves of sadness that hit you out of nowhere. You might be thinking about them constantly. You might be feeling like a part of your life is missing. You might be feeling guilty, wishing you have done more, you had said more. Might be feeling like you shouldn't have gotten in that argument with them. You might be experiencing moments where you forget they're gone and then it hits you all over again. Might be having dreams where they still feel like they're here. And then you wake up, and that dream then turns into a nightmare because you realize that they're not. Might be smiling on the inside or smiling on the outside, but on the inside, you're hurting. You might be feeling completely disconnected from the world around you because you feel that no one understands the pain that you're going through. And to be honest, sometimes that's the hardest part. The hardest part is sometimes that you feel like everybody should be experiencing what you're going through, and they're not. The world just keeps moving, but your heart feels stuck in that moment. It feels like you're broken in a way. And I need you to know something. You're not broken. You are grieving. And I know that feeling. I've lost someone really close to me. I lost several people close to me, but there's that one loss that hit me the hardest. And it's honestly still impacting me to this day. And it impacts the entire way that I move throughout this role. So before we go any farther, I want you to take a moment with me, right? I want us to heal together because I'm also still dealing with this. All right. So I want you to acknowledge this. Honestly, please just say this out loud. Say it with me. I lost someone who mattered to me, and it hurts. And it's okay that it hurts. I need you to say that out loud whenever the deep sadness comes back. You have to acknowledge the fact that you lost somebody that you love and that it hurts and that you're sad and that it's okay because you have to keep going for that person. And I need you to understand that grief is not weakness. Grief is love with nowhere to go with it. And the reason it hurts so deeply is because the connection that you had with that person was real. The bond that you had with that person was real. And because grief is not something you get over, it's something that you have to learn to live with. It's the one monster that we'll talk about that you must learn to live with. You must make friends with it. And I honestly think that that is the way that you keep from losing your loved one completely. You find a way to live your life in a way that will honor them. And this is personally the best way that I've been able to carry the love forward. So I want to share personal experience with you all. This is really hard for me because, like I said before, I really deal with this every day. When I was younger, I lost someone who was very close to me. And for a long time, I didn't know how to cope with that loss. Truly didn't. I didn't know how to make sense of it. But over time, I realized that the best way that I could honor that person was to continue to live my life in a way that will honor them. So that meant I had to continue to grow. I had to continue to become the kind of person that they would be proud of. And a lot of the things that I've accomplished in my life, the positive things that I've tried to put into this role, in truth, it's been fueled by that loss. Because that person was such an innocent person. He was a good person. And losing him had such a profound impact on me just because I never lost somebody in a matter like that. Lost somebody that young. And it really hit me. And I realized that the best way that I could honor him is I could use the influence that he had on me to become a better man. And that way, I could allow the light that he had shown on me to be lived through me. And doing it that way, I found a way to not let the grief destroy me. And instead, I tried to let it shape me. I tried to find a way to live my life that would honor him. And I'm hoping that maybe that's something you could do as well. Maybe the person you lost you can continue to live through you and the way you love people, the way you show up in people's life, the way you help others, the way you decide to live your life. So someone being gone in a physical doesn't have to mean that their impact is gone too. Their impact can continue to thrive and survive through you. You must now live your life in a way that they will be proud of. And if you look at it that way, you can then become a part of their legacy, which is the perspective I have adopted for myself. And I hope that you would do the same. All right. Now, before we go forward, I would like to give you some actionable tools on how to live with grief. But before I do, I must remind you all that just like I say in all the videos in this series, give constant reminders throughout the video that these are tools that come from my personal experience and from my personal research. But I am not a licensed mental health professional. And I hope that if you are dealing with grief and you find yourself stuck, I hope that this video serves as a guiding point, but I hope that you do truly get the help that you need from a licensed mental health professional, because they are able to give you not only actionable tools like what I'm giving you, they're able to actually walk with you through the process and give you essentially a roadmap on how to continue to work through your grief. All right. Because it's not easy and you don't have to do this alone. All right. So moving forward, we need to talk about something very important, because when it comes to grief, we are not talking about eliminating pain. We are talking about learning how to carry it without letting it destroy us, right? So here's actionable tool number one. Please, please, please stop trying to fix your grief. And when I say fix, quote unquote fix, because you can't fix it, all right? One of the biggest mistakes that people make is thinking, man, I need to get over this. Because in truth, grief doesn't work like that. There's no timeline, there's no finish line. And some days you'll feel okay, but other days you won't. Other days it'll hit you like it just happened yesterday. And I need you to know, understand that that's okay. That's normal. Healing from grief is not about removing the pain. It's more about observing it and learning how to coexist with it. Learning how to essentially continue to live your life while dealing with the pain, and understanding that some days you'll feel okay and some days you just won't. And here's step two. You must allow yourself to feel the pain without suppressing it. A lot of people try to bury their grief. They try to stay busy. They try to distract themselves. They are trying to avoid it. But listen, suppressed grief doesn't just disappear. No, it doesn't do that. It builds up and eventually it comes out. And it could come out in anger. It can come out in crying and sadness, where you just have those days where you just can't stop crying. It's going to come out. So it's best for you to allow yourself to feel those emotions fully when they come in the first place, rather than trying to suppress them. So That being said, you have my permission, but you need to get your own permission to fully feel it. If you need to cry, then you should cry. It's all right. Sit with the memories, the goods, the bads. Please acknowledge that pain and stop running from it, because feeling it and feeling it fully is a part of healing. It's a part of the process, and it's okay. So, step three, what I said earlier with my own personal story, you have to find ways to honor them. Now, this is one of the most important parts, in my opinion, because when someone is gone in the physical, it doesn't mean that they're gone in the spiritual. And it is my belief as a Christian man that they are in a better place now and that they are now able to guide you. So, the relationship that you have with that person doesn't have to end. No, in my personal opinion, it's just transformed. It's a different relationship now. And that change means that you now have an opportunity, and it's my personal belief that you have the obligation to stop asking questions like, how do I move on without them? And start asking yourself, how do I live in a way that honors them? And that might take a variety of forms, right? That might look like you living by the values that they taught you. That might look like you continue to do something that they were passionate about. Maybe they enjoyed music. Maybe you start writing music in their honor. Maybe they enjoyed poetry. Maybe you start writing poetry in their honor. Like, you want to do something that helps you think of them, and not only think of them, it honors them, right? You have to become the person that they believe that you could be in the first place. You have to carry their name, their lessons, their energy forward in a way where you allow them to keep living through you. Because the truth is, if they loved you, they wouldn't want your life to stop because theirs did. They would want you to keep going. And not only keep going, they would want you to keep getting better. They would want you to keep growing. They would want you to keep becoming the human being that they felt you could be in the first place. So it's your job to make sure that's what you do. All right. Step four. You want to build a life that includes the loss. Grief doesn't mean that your life is over. It means that your life is going through a transformation. So instead of trying to go back to who you were before the loss, focus on building a life that includes that loss. A life where you can still enjoy experiences while also carrying on the memory of who you lost, because both of those things can exist at the same time. It's okay, all right? I don't know if you've heard that lately, but it is okay. It's okay to be healing and hurting at the same time. That is normal. And if you're going through grief, that is a part of the process. You're going to hurt, but that doesn't mean you're not healing. It means that you are going through the process of grief. You're going through the grieving process. And it's normal to be healing and hurting. It can coexist. So, step five, last actionable step that I'll leave you guys with is it's very important for you to stay connected instead of isolating yourself. Grief can make you want to withdraw from everybody, essentially be gone from the world, just go into hiding, to be alone, to disconnect. And while solitude can help at times, sometimes it can be the worst thing that you could possibly do. It will be much better for you to stay connected Talk to people you trust. Be around those who support you because you don't have to carry this alone. You truly don't. You have people that love you and people that might be going through what you're going through as well. And it would be much better for you all to stick together and find a way to cope with it as a unit. You have family that are also dealing with the pain of that loved one. And if you all stick together, that can help you be stronger during this tough time period. All right. Now, before we close, I want to talk to you about something that a lot of people don't fully understand when it comes to grief. I've given you 5 actionable steps to follow, but I need you to understand that grief is bigger than even the steps that I've given you. Grief has 5 stages or phases, I should say. And even with those steps, it doesn't just go away. You may have heard of them before, but I'll make sure you know the 5 stages of grief. There's denial, there's anger, there's bargaining, there's depression, and there's acceptance. But here's what I need you to understand. These stages are not checklists. They are not something that you go through in a straight line. You don't just go from denial to anger to bargaining, and then one day you arrive at acceptance and it's all over. You're past it. Nah, unfortunately, that's not how it works. That's just not how grief works. Grief is messy, it's unpredictable, and those stages can come in any order, honestly. Some people experience denial first, where they're struggling to accept what occurred. And some people go straight to bargaining, trying to make sense of it, wishing they could go back and change something, or wishing that it could be them instead. That's the one I personally came to first. I wanted it to be me, but God had different plans. And we aren't going to question the plans that He had because God knows all. So, some people experience anger, and they experience anger right away. And then they get to a point where they reach acceptance. But is it truly acceptance? Not quite. Because right after experiencing acceptance, they might go back to bargaining. So here's the thing, right? It's okay to go through all of these different phases repeatedly because it's not a linear line. Like it doesn't just all happen step by step. You go through cycles of grief, and it really is truly your nervous system just trying to cope with the pain and trying to survive. And I'll be honest with you, I remember when I first went through a deep time period of grief, right? I thought I accepted the loss within a matter of months. I told myself I was okay. It happened. I understand it and I accept it. And I was trying to move forward. But I'll be honest with you, it wasn't real acceptance. It was what I would call surface level acceptance. Underneath that, I was still hurting. I was still confused. I was still trying to find ways to process the pain. I was still grieving. And I was still in a place where I hadn't yet begun to live my life to honor that person. And that meant that I hadn't fully accepted it. And I tell you the truth, even today, I still get down sometimes and I still struggle to accept what happened. So there's no real time period for it. And that's okay. It's not a finish line. It's about you figuring out a way to continue to live with it and love that person so much that you carry on their light within yourself. You know, just because you feel okay one day doesn't mean that that deep sadness won't come back a different day. And that's all right. You have to understand that grief comes in waves of sadness. And it doesn't mean that you're moving backwards. It just means that you're human. It's okay. It means that you're still processing that you lost somebody that mattered to you deeply. And I want to add something really important here. It's completely normal for you to grieve the loss of someone for a long time. I am. In fact, that's a reflection of how deeply you cared and loved that person. The pain you feel is directly connected to the bond that you had with them. The deeper the love, the deeper the grief. And that's not something to be ashamed of. That's something you should honor because that means the relationship was real. And it also means that it left an impact on your life, an impact that may last forever. So let your life become a part of their legacy. Let your life shine a light on their life. And when you do something special, do it for them. All right. As we close, I need you to understand and know that grief is one of the hardest and heaviest things a person can carry. And the truth is, that weight may never fully go away. But over time, you get stronger. You learn how to carry it differently. You learn how to keep moving forward, even with that weight on your shoulders. And one day, instead of pain, you begin to feel love. And the love becomes louder than the pain. So, in conclusion, I want you all to know that I love you and I'm rooting for you. And I make this content so I can help you all. Please like, share, and comment. And share this episode with someone you feel it can help. Because if it helped you, maybe it'll be able to help them. And as you know, over here we are building a strong community. And our mission is to change the world one person at a time. So when you share helpful content like this, that is you doing your part. And I appreciate you in advance. So until next time, be well. I love you all. Amen.